Another season of Forester football on the horizon. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by the head coach of the Foresters, Jim Catanzaro. Episode 1 of the Coaches Show. Coach Cat, well, first of all, thanks for joining me, and let's get right into things. Another season right around the corner, just about 1 week out from season kickoff. Just talk about the excitement and the expectations for the group.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. We are definitely excited. We've got a lot of talent coming back, a lot of upperclassmen. This will be the largest senior class we've ever had during my time here. It'll be over 30 guys, and so we are thrilled to get back on the field. We've had a great camp thus far, and we're a few days away from actual game week, but we've already started to turn our focus that direction.
Well, you said it. 30 seniors, a very veteran group, a number of fifth years coming back. I think Jalen Johnson defensively to headline that group, and A.J. Jackson back for one more. Just talk about that veteran presence of the group.
Yeah, I think the two understated guys there, though, are Ian Ramey at left tackle and Braxton Madison at left guard. Getting those guys back on the offensive line as all-conference players. AJ's obviously super explosive, great leader. I don't think there's anybody in the league that's happy that he's coming back for another year except for us. And, I'm thrilled to have those guys back, but they know kind of the mentality we've been talking about this year. Kind of a theme is assembly required. Last year we had kind of a lot of returning guys off conference championships, and we didn't put all the parts together the way it needed to win enough games. And so they know we've got a number of steps we need to take between now and then every single week to make sure we're on that championship path.
Certainly plenty of changes to the coaching staff. We'll start on the offensive side of things. Coach Bourbon will be the quarterback coach. Let's talk about the knowledge that he brings to the group and the energy he brings.
Yeah, so with Coach Bourbon, I fired last year's quarterback coach. It was me. I didn't do a great job, so I wanted to get somebody who could really put their attention onto our quarterbacks. Coach Bourbon had been at Trinity International University and Roosevelt, as they call it now. Had coached there for a couple of years. Before that, he was coaching some high school ball. But he brings great energy, great attention to detail, spends a tremendous amount of time with our guys on film, and is able to give them his whole attention. He's not calling plays. He's really just focusing on the quarterback development, and that is something I thought our program really needed. I was kind of wearing a few too many hats last year on the offensive side, coaching quarterbacks, calling plays, being the head coach, coordinating some special teams. And so I had to kind of give some things up, and that was one where I thought we could make a big stride, knowing we were going to have a new starting quarterback this year, allowing him to take that path and really take the reins of that room.
Well, we are excited to welcome Coach Bourbon into the Forest here in 2024. Staying on the topics of quarterbacks, Josh Gaska had to be QB1 here this year, the Arizona kid. We've seen flashes of him over the last couple of years, but what should Forester fans be most excited about?
Yeah, that's a young man that's super hungry for this opportunity. He's really put in a lot of time to get there. He was kind of behind an all-conference guy, won some championships, and so he had to kind of bide his time a little bit. And I think that one of the best parts about Josh's story, is that he's still here. In the modern era of the transfer portal, and you watch all these guys at the higher levels transferring when they don't get a chance to start as a freshman or sophomore, Josh stuck with it because he believed in what we were doing. He believed in the team, believed in Lake Forest College, and so he's here now. It's his turn to take over. It reminds me very much of when Billy Degnan took over for Jaden Cleary a couple of years ago. I think he's going to have a tremendous senior year. I know the players are excited for him to get his shot to being the starting quarterback, and so I've been very pleased with his leadership. He got named a team captain by our players here a week ago, and I think that's really telling when you're a guy who hasn't had as much playing time as maybe some other people have, but you're valued that way as a leader by your teammates because they see the work you're putting in. So I'm hopeful he gets a bunch of rewards this year for stats and otherwise, but most important, I think he knows the same thing. He wants to win, and that's what we're really about.
Certainly a lot to look forward to, as it will be Josh Gaska who will be leading the Forester offense here this season. Take a look at the defensive side of things and some changes there as Coach Luke Butts is departing from the Force. It's going to be Coach Gonzaga, the associate head coach and defensive coordinator. Just if you could talk a little bit about the value and the knowledge that he brings to the group here early on.
So it's kind of an interesting deal. We did lose Coach Butts, and he and I have been together for 14 years, so there was a lot of familiarity there. And with Coach Gonzaga, I've actually known him longer than I knew Coach Butts because he was my coordinator in college. So Coach Gonzaga, I have firsthand knowledge of what it's like to be a player under him and the passion that he brings, the confidence that he can exude out of the group. But we actually kind of did a double hire because we hired him and Brett McMurray. So Brett's going to be our linebackers coach, and Brett was the defensive coordinator at Kenyon College prior to coming here. So we really hired two defensive coordinator minds, put them in the room as we make this transition. And I think that's going to be super helpful. Great motivators, high energy coaches, schematically very different from what we've done before. So hopefully not too many of the people were playing here this ahead of time, but those first couple of games, there's going to be a lot of stuff on film that people haven't seen us do before. It's been a great challenge for our offense in practice as we've been going through it, but I think that for the defense, by having those guys here during spring ball and getting that stuff implemented, it's been more of a review this fall, and they're growing in their confidence, and I think the coaches are doing a great job leading that.
We talked about it, season kickoff just about a week away as we wrap up the preseason, the training camp, if you will. You had that scrimmage with North Park just last week. Just your evaluation of the group heading into week one.
Yeah, so the scrimmage against North Park was great because we do a joint practice. We don't do a game, and so we kind of get out there. We run our 7-on-7s, our red zones, things like that against a different team. And, kind of in my opinion, it was a great opportunity for some of our young guys to play. We held some of our veterans out. AJ didn't play in it. T-Land played very little. We kept some of those guys out to get reps on some other guys. And that first chance you get to go against other people, you want to see how your team responds. We started a little slow offensively, but we were able to come back, and then the defense really kind of sparked us a little bit, and the offense picked some things up in the red zone period, scoring, I think, on 3 different drives. And we saw a lot of stuff we have to clean up with the alignment. We had some freshmen making some, freshman mistakes that they're going to do in that first time, covering up tight ends and their formations and things like that. And I think that right now we're in a really good spot moving forward.
One final question for you. It's going to be Wisconsin Lutheran, who you guys will kick off the season. Also, Heroes Day. Just talk about Heroes Day a little bit, what it means to the group and just kind of that culture.
Yeah, this is a tradition that's now been going on for over a decade, and partnership with the Alpha Phi sorority here on campus. And so what I think is really unique is it ties in not just our community here on campus, but the VFW and local partnerships we have. The people that are working at Starbucks will be wearing the T-shirts and trying to get people coming out to the game. And we've done a great job through the years celebrating and sending care packages to our troops. This year we're actually raising money for the VFW and for one of their philanthropic opportunities. And so between them and Alpha Phi, we'll have a great day of celebrating our civil servants and our military veterans in active duty, and looking forward to that.
Well, Forster fans, that's going to wrap things up. Episode 1 of the Coaches Show. Adam Plager here with Jim Catanzaro.